I'm sitting in front of my computer screen, fingers lightly tapping the keyboard as I prepare to write an important code snippet for our software project. The rhythmic sound of keystrokes fills the small Dallas apartment late at night. Under the soft yellow desk lamp, everything seems so familiar and peaceful. I think today will be just like any other. Then suddenly a bank email notification flickers in the corner of my screen, causing my heart to skip a beat. I open it and see the subject line: Gold credit card statement for May. A knot forms in my stomach as I click the attachment. Is this a routine statement or the beginning of a nightmare about to unfold? As soon as Keha Resort and Spa, Maui, High, $91,000 blazes across the screen, my heart seems to stop. I bring a hand up to cover my mouth, fighting to swallow down the bitter taste in my throat. $91,000, a massive sum compared to my monthly income. In just a few seconds, I feel as if I'm plummeting into an endless abyss. My pulse pounds so loudly I can hear it in my ears as I glance over at my wife. She's sleeping beside me, her knees lightly curled, long black hair spilling across the pillow, her slim yet seductive figure that always turns heads. I wonder, will her peaceful sleep ever be the same again? I don't dare wake her. Instead, I grab my phone, about to call the bank to verify the charge, but I hesitate. Why should I add salt to my own wound? I stand up and leave the bedroom, heading toward the small dining table near the living room. The overhead light casts a cold glow, making the neatly arranged space feel empty and lonely. On the table sits a cup of coffee she made this morning, still slightly warm. I clutch the cup, noting how my hand trembles. Where did she go without telling me? I think, heart pounding. My mind drifts back to the last time we lay together in our king-size bed. Her skin is smooth as silk, the warmth of her body and the subtle hint of her perfume intoxicating me. That was just a short while ago, when we cuddled under dim light, her chest rising and falling with each breath. I thought love and trust would bind us forever. Now those sweet memories taste bitter. Were those intimate moments just a cover for betrayal? On my phone, I open the banking app and scan the statement. At first, it shows familiar expenses: rent, utilities, groceries. Then two unexpected charges appear: LAX Airport Taxi, $450, and Honolulu International Airport, $3,200. I frown. A taxi from Los Angeles? Honolulu? Why two cities so far apart? And the final line, Kaiha Resort and Spa, $91,000, makes everything explode in my mind. It looks as though she flew from Los Angeles to Honolulu, then to Maui. But why use my card? We never mentioned any trip. Where are they right now on Maui? I ask myself. I reach into my pocket and grab my wedding ring, twirling it around my finger. It's engraved on the inside with "Forever Yours." The ring's engravings feel like a hot branding iron against my heart. I softly call out, "Honey," but there's no answer. Fear and anger flood me. Are they together? With Daniel, her ex, spending lavishly on my dime? My thoughts spin. I open my browser and search for Kaha Resort and Spa Maui photos. Pictures of a luxurious resort perched on a cliff above a turquoise beach appear. I imagine her and Daniel walking on the white sand, sea breeze whipping her glossy hair, a sheer silk dress clinging to her curves, reflecting the brilliant sun. Are they enjoying intimate, seductive moments in that romantic setting? My heart pounds so loudly it feels like it will burst. The thought of them triggers a burning rage in my chest. I check my call log. I see she booked a ticket from Los Angeles to Honolulu 2 weeks ago. I call the taxi company she used for an earlier business trip, but they only confirm it was a ride from the airport to a resort. I go looking for information on Daniel, her college ex from New York working at an investment fund. I ask myself, where did they meet? Why Hawaii? Anger and despair swirl, making me restless. I message a close friend, seeking intel on her plans. He says she mentioned a marketing trip in California. Nothing more. I lower my gaze, cold sweat trickling down my spine. Was I too trusting, I wonder? The night grows oppressive. Back in the bedroom, the warm yellow light now seems sinister. The white quilt at the foot of the bed still carries her subtle scent. The scent I once wished would never fade. Now that same fragrance feels like a wound reopening each time I breathe. I lay face down on the pillow, eyes squeezed shut, trying to block out the chaos in my mind. Pain crashes through me like a wave with every breath. Should I confront her immediately or wait until she returns? I remember I left her a note this morning. I need to talk, but will she respond or avoid me? As dawn nears, I screenshot the statement and save it in a folder labeled Evidence. I scream into the silent room, "You better explain," but only a mocking breeze drifts through the curtains. Questions swirl. Is it selfishness? Does she still have feelings for Daniel? Did they plan this together? My hand tightens around the cold, empty coffee cup. Just before sunrise, my phone buzzes. She messages, "Did you sleep okay? I'll be home tonight. Take care." I stare at her words like a blow to the heart. Tonight? What state will she be in when they arrive? The question loops itself into a curse. I rise, splash cold water on my face, hoping to clear my mind. The water's chill momentarily numbs the pain, but doesn't melt the doubt. I decide I can't rest. First thing when it's light. I'll call a family lawyer. I know I've hit bottom, but do I have the courage to face whatever truth awaits when she returns? In those moments, I remind myself to stay strong, because after this first crack, I know everything else can crumble. But I still can't be sure. Do I have the strength to endure the storm ahead? I haven't even closed my eyes when she finally walks in. The bedroom door creaks as she moves down the hallway. The house is so quiet I feel I could hear my own heartbeat. The hallway light casts her long shadow on the wooden floor. Step by step, she reaches me, finding me at the kitchen table, clutching a cold cup of coffee. She must sense my stare because she looks up, exhaustion and anxiety flickering in her eyes. "You've been up a while." Her voice is hoarse, trying to stay calm. I swallow my rage and just lock eyes with her. "About that text you sent this morning. I know where you are." My words hit the space between us like a dagger. She bites her lip, guilt and regret etched in her expression. I, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hide this from you," she stammers. I clasp my hands behind my back, inhaling deeply to steady myself. "Why didn't you tell me? We've never been short on money. Why use my card so recklessly?" She lowers her gaze, voice trembling as tears threaten to spill. I felt neglected. "These past few months, you've been so focused on your new project, you barely have any time for me. I felt lonely at night, wondered if your heart still had room for me. When Daniel reached out, he gave me comfort I thought I'd lost. I couldn't resist." I ached to ask, "Comfort? Did you really need to spend $91,000 on that so-called comfort?" She turns away, tears finally flowing. "I just wanted one last memory with Daniel. He was everything to me once. He made me feel seen. He told me to meet him in Maui, just a short trip, to reminisce before things got serious again. I thought, I thought maybe you'd understand and forgive me when I came back." I closed my eyes at her words, recalling the nights she'd tell me, "You're so busy, your work comes first." Ever since I began beta testing the app, she'd sleep alone most nights while I coded until dawn. Now I see she grew more withdrawn. I blame myself. Did I push her away, drive her back into his arms? But $91,000 isn't a token of love. It's a betrayal. I exhale heavily, voice soft but firm. "Why keep me in the dark? Did you consider how I'd have to borrow from the bank to cover the penalty fees?" She reaches to embrace me, looking for sympathy, but I pull away. Through sobs, she pleads, "I'm sorry. I planned to pay it back. I just didn't want to worry you. Daniel said he'd refund me as soon as we got home." Her cries slit through me like a blade. I stare at her tear-streaked, beautiful face, smooth skin, pink lips, the memory of her last kiss still fresh, but now each memory only intensifies the hurt. "Why would you risk everything for this?" I ask. She shakes her head, expression raw. "I didn't intend to betray us. I thought I could handle it, that it'd be over quickly, but it all spun out of control. Daniel. Daniel said you never made me truly happy. He promised a new life." I grit my teeth. "A new life? You bought a new life with my card. Did you think of the consequences, our families, the money my parents saved for us to build a future?" She gazes down, voice barely above a whisper. I know I was wrong. I hate myself for letting loneliness drive me to him. But I didn't foresee how bad it would get. I sink into silence, my heart bleeding from her confession. I remember that first night we met at a charity gala. She wore a jade green dress that hugged her curves, her long legs catching every eye, dreamy eyes shining, and a smile like an angel's. At that moment, she spoke of Daniel with pride. He helped me through my toughest days in college. Her laughter felt heavenly. Now those memories are just a haze, accompanied by a bitter sting. I realize it's more than just money. It's a betrayal of trust. Every sweet memory now feels like a wound on her soul. I stare at her. Did you ever think about the man in Vietnam, my parents suffering over that massive debt? Did you know I lay awake each night, figuring out how to save our name and finances? She turns away, voice shaking. I know how much I hurt you. I know you're in the height of your career, meeting investors. I never wanted to ruin that. I just wanted to feel passion again, even if just once. I forced myself to breathe. Passion? Did you think passion is worth annihilating our marriage? Our family? She lowers her head, voice trembling with defeat. I'm sorry. I truly am. My mind drifts back to her first appearance in my life. She wore a dress that clung to her curves, flaunting her hourglass figure, her hair cascading down her back. That night we made love, her skin soft and warm, every curve of her body igniting a fire inside me. Now the flames have turned to embers. I step closer, voice cold. Do you even recognize what you did? I ask, my eyes locking onto hers. You took everything I built just for a fleeting desire. Her tears are like salt on my wounds. I cup her face, feeling her smooth skin tremble. Do you regret it? She falls to her knees, tears streaming. I regret it more than I can say. But what does that change now? I look at her, at the broken woman before me, and feel a strange pang of sorrow mingled with rage. I turn away, leaving her standing in the dim hallway, tear tracks glistening on her cheeks under the soft light. I need time to think, I say, looking past her. Figure out if there's even a chance of saving this marriage. I head upstairs, leaving my shattered trust and her agonized cries behind. In my mind, I replay moments of her laughter, her soft whispers, her seductive movements. But now it all tastes like ash. As I lie awake that night, I wonder, can love overcome this? Or have we already taken a step too far? The question haunts me as I drift into a restless sleep. The morning after our confrontation, rumors of my wife's secret trip with Daniel spread like wildfire. The next day, as I walk into the office, the usually boisterous atmosphere feels suffocatingly quiet. Colleagues glance my way, whispering under their breath, he got betrayed by his wife, right? Financial trouble must have pushed her to do it. I sit at my desk, stare at my monitor, but my mind spins with doubt. Will the project I've poured my heart into survive this storm? Within an hour, the head of marketing's office door taps for my attention. They summon me to an urgent meeting. All team members sit around the conference table, eyes fixed on me. My boss, Min, forces a tight-lipped smile. We need to discuss some sensitive matters. Have you heard the rumors? His tone is fast, but worry flickers in his eyes. I nod, swallowing the knot in my throat. Yes, I've heard, but it's personal. I'll keep working. Do my words reassure them or deepen their doubts? By the meeting's end, Min leans in. I hear why. Walking out, I pause in the hallway. Should I go public to clear my name or keep it under wraps to protect the company? I glance at the sterile white ceiling, fluorescent lights casting a cold glow. Everything I considered stable, trust, reputation, credibility, crumbled in days. Returning home at noon, my phone rings. It's my mother. Her voice trembles. Are you okay? We heard from the family back home. Your wife went on a honeymoon with her ex using your credit card. She pauses, then asks, will you come explain? Everyone's waiting for your side. I am silent. Shall I tell them about the looming legal battles here in the U.S. or just give a partial story? I hang up, leaving her in worried silence. I pity my parents for the embarrassment. I resent myself for having been so naive. Later that day, I get an email from the bank. Your credit line has been terminated. That means I lose a critical financial safety net. I stare at the negative balance in my account. Our expansion plans vanish like smoke. How can I recover from this blow? Or will I sink deeper into debt and scandal? Meanwhile, my wife faces harsh judgment at her workplace. She takes a sudden leave, claiming she needs mental rest, but whispers circulate. She couldn't keep her family intact, yet cavorts with her ex. What kind of person does that? Each slur feels like another strike against the life I envisioned. I wonder, is her remorse genuine or just fear of social fallout? Word of the wife who spent her husband's money on an ex spreads across social media. I lie awake each night, shadows of doubt haunting me. Should I lash out in revenge or silence myself for now? I know that striking back could ruin my own reputation further, but silence breeds more rumors. What choice do I have but to decide, confront or endure? One evening I receive a message from my lawyer, Anne. Daniel's been charged with money laundering. We finally have a crack in his armor. My relief is tempered by worry. This legal route is a double-edged sword, costly, time-consuming, psychologically draining. Yet I know it's my best shot at justice. On a sleepless night, I lie in the dark bedroom, haunted by the scent of her perfume lingering on the pillow. I remember her smile, her red lips pressing against my shirt, her sultry gaze whispering promises under candlelight. Now those memories sting like salt in a fresh wound. I place a hand over my heart, vowing to live for myself, for the startup, and for those who still believe in me. Yet I can't shake the agony. $91,000 still dangles over me, a weighty chain around my neck. Investors bombard me with emails. Business partners postpone negotiations. Everything is frozen. I ask myself, will they ever invest in me again once they know I'm engulfed by scandal? One afternoon, I overhear my wife on the phone, her voice small and broken. I know I'm wrong, but I need more time to solve my debts. Please. She speaks of needing money to fix everything. I linger outside her door, torn. Should I open up and listen, or remain locked away, holding on to my fury? Day after day, I'm trapped in loneliness and mistrust. Friends, colleagues, partners all drift away. Comments on forums call her a coward and me a dupe. Is this the price for blind trust? Can I turn my pain into motivation to rise again, or will I be condemned to failure? Seeking solace, I begin journaling, recording every financial detail, every shred of proof. With each word, I hold on to my grief and rage. I ask, if I gather enough evidence and go public, will it force them to pay or just drag me deeper into a bottomless pit? One thing is certain, if I do nothing, I'll be haunted forever by the ghosts of betrayal. Late at night, I write in my journal, tomorrow I'll ask for personal leave. I need time to sort this out. I set down my pen, gazing at the moonlight filtering through the window. I vow to face whatever silence or storms lie ahead, because standing still means letting my past define me, and I refuse to let that happen. I wake up at dawn with my mind still swirling from the whirlwind of yesterday. Light seeps through the blinds, painting pale pink stripes across the bedroom floor. I inhale deeply. This day will be different. I must sever every tie to the past if I hope to move forward. Quietly, I slip out of bed without turning on the lights, letting the gentle morning light guide me. In the kitchen, I pour a glass of ice-cold water, letting its chill wash over my throat and chase away some of the heaviness in my chest. I open the drawer and take out the gold card. On the table, the 3 screenshots I captured last night lie stark. Kaha Resort and Spa, $91,000, stares back at me like a knife twisting in my heart. I look at the card, whisper, enough. With a decisive motion, I cross out the numbers on the card with my pen, then flip it over, seeing gold credit card premium on the back. Knowing this ends now, my hand trembles as I dial the bank. Hello, I need to cancel my gold credit card immediately, I say, voice hoarse. Certainly, Mr. Brooks. We'll cancel it within 24 hours. Would you like us to send a confirmation statement for your records? The bank rep asks. No, just cancel it and send proof of cancellation. I'll keep it for my files, I reply curtly. I know the penalty fees will sting, but I have no choice now. Understood. Your card will be blocked and canceled immediately. Thank you for using our services, she says, and the line goes dead. I place the phone down, staring at that card now useless in my hand. A void opens in my chest. Though this is the right move, my heart still aches. Next, I open my laptop and draft an email to my lawyer. Dear Anne, I've canceled the credit card and attached the cancellation confirmation. The penalty fees have been paid. I want to gather all evidence against my wife and Daniel so they can be sued. They cannot deny they used my money without permission. Can you help me compile these documents and prepare a civil lawsuit for damages? Sincerely, Evan Brooks. I hit send, feeling a mix of power and sorrow. Destroying that card should bring closure, but it also cements my choice for legal vengeance. Am I crushing my own humanity by doing this, or am I reclaiming my dignity? I glance at my phone and call Lon, the head of PR at my company. I need you to dig up any background info on Daniel. Find out if he has any shell companies in New York or other shady dealings. We need ammunition, I instruct. Lan responds quickly. I'll have my team comb through his social media and business filings. I've heard whispers about his 2018 money laundering probe, but nothing confirmed yet. I nod, though she can't see me. Make it happen. I turn back to my whiteboard once covered with product roadmaps. Now it's scrawled in red marker. Enemies must pay. The jagged letters reflect my rage, but as I stare at them, I wonder, am I losing myself to vengeance, or is this necessary to heal? To blow off steam, I go for a run in the park near the office. Sunlight filters through leafy branches, dappling the path. My breath grows ragged as sweat beads on my forehead. I think of her, nights spent wrapped in each other's arms, her skin warm against mine. I wonder if those memories fueled her decision to seek comfort elsewhere. Anger and regret clash inside me, neither finding purchase. Afterward, I return to the office and dive into research on Daniel's financial records. I discover he was investigated for laundering money for an Asian syndicate in 2018, though the case quietly closed after he paid a $500,000 fine. I jot down, Daniel, money laundering 2018, penalty paid $500,000. This is the leverage I need to tighten the screws on him and my wife. I contact a private investigator, Truong, known for his expertise in tracking infidelity cases. Mr. Truong, I want you to surveil my wife and Daniel. Find out any additional dirty secrets. They spent $91,000. There has to be more to this story, I say. He replies calmly. Understood. My rate is $200 an hour. I do not hesitate. Go ahead. Money is no object. I need the full picture. A sense of resolve washes over me. This is risk, yes, but a risk I must take. Later I hear from Anne. Evan, we can file a civil suit seeking maximum damages under Texas law. We only need proof of her unauthorized spending. Statements, travel receipts, everything. Shall we schedule a meeting? I reply, yes, Monday. I'm gathering all evidence now. Relief floods me. There's at least a solid legal path, though the fight will be long and draining. That evening, I don't go back to the empty apartment. Instead, I prepare myself for my appointment with my lawyer. I lay out a crisp black suit, my armor for what lies ahead. I slip into the suit in the bathroom, feeling the fabric like a shield. I splash cold water on my face and stare into the mirror. Do I have the strength not to look back? On my desk rests the nearly empty bottle of wedding day whiskey. Rather than pour another drink, I decide on a small reward, a glass of fresh fruit juice. I savor its sweetness, trying to cleanse the bitterness in my mind. I think of the night we first kissed at a charity event. Her wearing a sheer red dress, shoulders bare, perfume sweet as honey. Now that memory feels tainted, but I hold on to it as a reminder of what I'm fighting for. My own peace. Feeling more centered, I send a quick email to my colleagues. I will be taking some personal leave to handle private matters. Thank you for your understanding. I watch the sent notification, a small yet significant relief. Boundaries are being drawn. But loneliness lingers. Finally, I stand at the window, watching Dallas's streets under the streetlights. The faint hum of traffic drifts upward. I ask myself, will tonight's silence bring clarity or just deepen my nightmares? With that, I let the darkness of night cradle me, preparing for whatever battles tomorrow may bring. I wake at dawn with my heart racing. The taste of justice is already on my tongue. My plan to ensnare Daniel in a money laundering ruse is underway. I recall the look on his face when the Economic Crimes Unit stormed the VIP room in Houston, cuffs clicking as he fell to his knees. Satisfaction mixed with emptiness. But that was just a warm-up. This game needs a grand finale so they feel the full force of betrayal. Will Daniel realize this is only the beginning? I wonder, urgency driving me forward. I grab my phone and open the chat with the fake Mr. Johnson Investor Fund account I created. I type a seemingly innocent message, concealing my true intent. Hello, Daniel. This is Michael Johnson from Dragon Reef Capital in Singapore. I'm impressed by your financial experience. We're exploring investment opportunities in a health tech startup in Texas and would like to meet. Can you meet me at Club Noir Houston, 8 p.m. tonight? Please keep this confidential. Once sent, a fire ignites in my chest. I remember intimate moments at Club Noir with my wife. Her wearing a sheer black dress, curving seductively, skin glistening under candlelight. Now that same place becomes their trap. Will such a seductive setting make them fall faster? I smirk, hoping so. That afternoon, I check footage from the hidden cameras my PI, Truong, installed near Club Noir's entrance in the cafe Daniel frequents. He arrived around 5 p.m., wearing a navy suit with his tie loosened, looking tense and tired from his legal troubles. A subtle smirk crosses my face. He's desperate for an opportunity to clear his name, a fatal weakness. As the clock hits 7:45 p.m., I put on a crisp white shirt, black slacks, and polished leather shoes. In my jacket pocket lies a small envelope containing a USB labeled Exclusive Investment Opportunity and a business card reading Michael Johnson, Partner, Dragon Reef Capital, complete with a Singapore phone number I purchased online. Everything is meticulously prepared. Will Daniel thoroughly vet these credentials, or will ambition blind him, I wonder, hoping the latter. I arrive at Club Noir early and take a seat at a secluded table, positioned to observe the entrance and VIP area. The club's dim, sultry atmosphere, smoky air, low bass beats, red velvet booths, perfectly conceals my plan. I order a neat bourbon to stay sharp, focusing on my strategy. As soon as Daniel arrives, I'll hand him the envelope and escort him to a private room. My covert signal for the police to strike. Will timing be flawless? I ask myself, tension knotting my gut. At precisely 8 p.m., Daniel enters. Tall, broad-shouldered, anxiety etched on his face. His skin is sallow from the recent legal ordeal. He scans the crowd until he spots me, then smiles with relief. His posture relaxes. He has no inkling what awaits. Is he aware this invitation is mortal doom? I muse as he strides toward me. I stand and gesture him over. Daniel, thanks for coming. Over here. I lead him into a small VIP room upstairs, lit by a single chandelier. A long wooden table fills the room, leather chairs lined on either side. The door clicks shut behind us. I sit and slide the envelope across the table. Michael Johnson asked me to give you this. He's eager to discuss the details. Daniel takes the USB and plugs it into his laptop, his eyes lighting up at the prospect of lucrative tech venture documents. This looks promising, he says, scanning slides about a new mental health therapy product. I nod encouragingly. Our team believes it has huge potential. We think you could spearhead its launch. Suddenly, I thumb my phone, signaling the guard outside. Go! In an instant, the door bursts open as federal agents swarm in. Daniel Brooks, you're under arrest for money laundering, they announce, cuffs clamping around his wrists. He recoils, shock freezing his features. What? What is this? Evan, what's happening? My face is cold under the dim chandelier. I rise, stepping into the doorway, eyes locked on his. Daniel, this is the consequence of your crimes. I've been collecting evidence for weeks. Now you're going to pay. His jaw drops as he processes my words, disbelief murdering any defiance. Is he finally grasping how deep his downfall goes? I wonder as I watch him slump. At that moment, I see my wife burst in, eyes wide with horror. Her voice trembles. Evan, what are you doing? Don't do this to Daniel. Her face is pale, mascara streaked by tears, shoulders shaking. I turn to her, my tone icy. You know everything he did to you. Bringing you to Maui, spending $91,000 of my money, lying to me. Daniel, Daniel will atone. My words are a blade, severing any illusion she holds. Daniel is dragged out, head bowed in shame. My wife collapses to her knees, sobbing, trying to reach for me. I'm sorry. Please don't ruin him. I pull my arm away as if her touch is poison. You already did, I whisper harshly, turning my back on her. As I walk toward the door, leaving them both in chaos, a thought pierces. Is this truly the end, or only the start of deeper torment? Outside, Daniel is shoved into a black SUV with flashing red and blue lights. I watch him slump into the back seat, tears shining on his cheeks. He looks at me with a mixture of fear and betrayal. I wonder, does he feel the full weight of his actions, or is he still clinging to hope? My phone buzzes, an email from Anne. Evan, we'll release footage and your wife's statement to the press tomorrow. It will confirm everything. I nod, closing my eyes briefly. The world deserves the truth. But in my heart, I ask, will this final act of justice fill the void or leave me emptier than before? The next day, clips of Daniel's arrest and the credit card statements go viral. Headlines read, Daniel Brooks, prominent finance director, arrested for laundering money and abusing wife's card. Comments flood in. Shame on him. What a disgrace. His wife's betrayal is heartbreaking. I scroll through, feeling a strange mix of triumph and emptiness. Did I regain honor or did I lose a piece of myself? My wife loses her job as soon as her boss reads the headlines. Friends abandon her. Her mother weeps over the phone. As for me, I return to the office to nods of respect and quiet admiration. Yet inside, I know this victory has carved a scar that won't heal. I wonder, has justice really satisfied my soul, or is it only a mirage masking my loneliness? I wake to the first light of sunrise peeking over Dallas's skyline. Soft pink rays filter through the blinds, painting the bedroom in a gentle glow. I breathe deeply, surprised by an odd sense of gratitude. For I survived. The scandal and revenge have subsided enough that I can focus once again on my startup. Can work really fill the void left by heartbreak? My phone buzzes with good news. Lori, my assistant, says our Series A presentation went smoothly and investors praised our new feature demo. Heat spreads through my chest. This project still lives. With personal chaos settling, I decide to channel all my energy into Bloom Mind. Standing before my closet, I choose a crisp white shirt and sharp gray suit. Each button fastened feels like armor. A memory flashes. The first time I saw my wife in a red dress, her curves accentuated, hair cascading, my heart raced. Now I quietly wonder, will I read and trust a new woman's heart again, or is my heart still in prison? Later, I step into the gleaming conference room at our office. High ceilings, white LED lighting, and sleek glass walls mirror my ambitions. Investors from Horizon Capital fill the seats. I stand at the head of the table, remote in hand. I launch into the demo of our AI-driven emotional analysis tool. As I explain the machine learning algorithms that detect signs of depression, I watch eyes light up in the audience. After I conclude, Horizon's lead, Mr. Zhang, leans in. Evan, this is visionary. We're in for $7 million for 15% equity. Applause ripples across the room. I smile, though beneath that excitement lies a whisper. Do I deserve this redemption, or am I grateful to hide my scars behind success? After the applause, I walk out to the hallway, holding the mic. Colleagues pat my shoulder. Congratulations, Evan. We're proud of you. Their support feels real and grounding, but I feel a question carved inside me. Can success right the wrongs of the past, or is it just a Band-Aid over a broken heart? Returning to my old apartment that afternoon, now quiet and empty, I set a single whiskey glass on the coffee table, left over from my wedding day. I sip slowly, letting the warm burn trace down my throat. On the balcony, a warm breeze teases the curtains. I recall late-night candlelit dinners with my wife, her wearing a sheer lace nightgown, my mind ablaze with desire. That memory swims in the whiskey's amber depths. Will nostalgia or regret win tonight? I call Lon, asking her to meet me at Mai's Corner Cafe. When we sit across from each other under its golden lights, Lan wears a silky blouse hugging her slender waist. I feel my heart tighten. Am I drawn to her kindness, or does she remind me of what I lost? Lan brings her laptop, revealing a PR strategy document. Evan, share your story from ruin to revival. This will humanize you. People will connect with your journey from betrayal to innovation. I nod thoughtfully. Will people embrace my vulnerability or judge me for exposing my pain? She responds with a reassuring smile. Authenticity resonates. Trust me. The confidence in her voice stirs something inside me. Maybe sharing truly can heal. That weekend, I register for an online meditation course, 30-minute sessions guiding breath and mindfulness. As I sit cross-legged on my hardwood floor, I picture my wife's tearful face that night, her pleading voice begging forgiveness. Will meditation wash away grief or only deepen the ache? I wonder, inhaling deeply, exhaling the tension. Step by step, I release resentment. A month later, our app's new AI emotional detection feature enters beta testing. I review initial user feedback. I cried using the mood tracking tool. I felt understood. Another, thank you, Evan, for building this. This is saving me. My eyes sting. My own pain has birthed a tool that soothes others. I wonder, do I deserve this gratitude, having once hurt the love of my life? An email arrives from Daniel. Evan, I'm trapped. Prison broke me and I lost everything. I know I don't deserve it, but can I at least apologize to her? I stare at the message. Should I respond or remain silent? My finger hovers over the keyboard before I close it without replying. No mercy, let remorse burn. At a partner meeting with a major hospital chain, I stand before a packed auditorium. As I recount my story, from a broken marriage to creating a solution for mental health disturbances, audience members nod, some with tears in their eyes. Applause follows. In that moment, I sense that sharing is forging my path forward, but lurking beneath, can I keep my past from sinking me again? That evening, I appear on KTX News' Startup Success Stories. The host asks, Evan, what drove you to create Bloom Mind? I answer, voice steady. I lost everything, my marriage, my trust, over $91,000. I hit rock bottom. From that pain, I realized how vital emotional support is. That insight became Bloom Mind. Online viewers flood the comment box with encouragement. You're a hero. Your honesty helped me open up. I exhaled deeply, thinking, does recognition validate my journey or hide the emptiness I still feel inside? Over the next week, I reconnect with close friends and family. My mother's joyous voice on the phone says, I'm so proud of you. I smile softly. Thank you, Mom. I have much work left. After the call, I stand before the mirror, eyes tired but determined. I wonder, can I keep those eyes bright or will darkness creep back in? On the last night of the month, I walk around West Dallas Lake. Streetlights shimmer on the water's surface. A cool breeze stirs my thoughts. Are these wounds truly healing or only covered by time? I smile to myself, feet steady on the pavement. Whatever comes next, temptations, setbacks, I know I found a new purpose. Not revenge, but restoration, compassion, and growth. This morning, as dawn's soft rays filter through my window, I stand before the mirror, meeting my own gaze. The exhaustion of sleepless nights has faded. In its place is a determined glow and the sweet taste of victory. I slip into a crisp white shirt and charcoal trousers, each pressed fold reminding me of the armor I now wear. Today, I face my final battle, confronting the last ghost of betrayal and proving my unshakable worth. Will I maintain this resolve, or will old fears resurface? Walking into the office, I move along the gleaming hallway walls, once filled with whispers and stares, now open for admiration. Colleagues greet me with respectful nods and sincere congratulations. I feel like a hero returning from war, victorious but weary. Yet I know a crucial fight remains, bringing down the last piece of my torment, her betrayal, and cementing my place unchallenged. Will the one who caused this darkness, my wife, ever lift her head again? At mid-morning, I take a call from a leading financial magazine. Mr. Brooks, we hear you nearly collapsed after last year's scandal. Now your startup is valued at $50 million. What's your secret? I smile, calm and composed. Belief in my vision and refusal to surrender. But inside, I think, they don't know the fuel behind my rise was fire from heartbreak. Will they ever realize how far I've come? Later, I meet with lawyer An and PI Trung at the law office. They present the finalized civil judgment. My wife must repay the $91,000 plus interest and additional emotional harm damages. Daniel, released from prison, is so broken he has nothing left. His investments seized, his reputation ruined. He's offered to repay only through dim prospects, his wedding ring, some personal belongings. I hear the words and feel the surge of finality. Justice is served. But I pause, wondering, will my last enemy lie quietly in shame, or will this be an endless reminder of my own brokenness? Walking out, I pass under a sign reading, "Settlement finalized," glowing with afternoon light. My lips twitch into a small, powerful smile. No more debts, emotional or financial. Yet I ask myself, does retribution grant me happiness or trap me in this hollow triumph? That afternoon, I spark a crucial meeting with the region's largest healthcare partner in our grand conference room. White walls, polished oak table, leather chairs. I outline our nationwide rollout plan for Bloom Mind, integrating AI-driven emotional assessments into hospital systems and mental health clinics. As I speak, I see trust ignite in their eyes. The lead executive, Ms. Collins, extends her hand. "Mr. Brooks, your vision inspires us. We'll invest $20 million to fund phase 2. I grasp her hand firmly, nodding. In that moment, I feel the ashes of past pain drift away. But I also wonder, can I sustain this leadership on a foundation scorched by revenge? That evening, I don't retreat to the empty apartment of so many nightmares. Instead, I head to my regular gym to clear my mind. As I bench press, sweat beads on my forehead, each rep pressing away the last embers of hate. In the sauna, steaming heat envelops me. My muscles relax as if shedding layers of resentment. Can I accept that victory sometimes costs part of my soul? I question, inhaling the heavy steam. Back home, I choose not to pour whiskey. I pick up a fresh fruit smoothie instead, savoring its vibrant sweetness on my balcony. Below, streetlights wink over silent streets. My eyes rest on the solitary chair she once sat in, wishing she still wore that white silk dress, shoulders bare, intoxicating fragrance at dusk. In that moment, I ask, does her remorse lie buried deep within huddled fear, or is it lost forever? Perhaps the answer remains beyond my reach, locked away like all those broken promises. In the following days, news arrives. My wife's last property is sold to pay restitution. She and her mother now live in a modest riverside home, and she works at a small bookstore, bent over the shelves, face lined with regret. I glimpse her there one afternoon as I drive by, her slender shoulders curved, long hair obscuring her face. In that instant, I feel a flicker of compassion. Should I pity her, or is my indifference the rightful justice? Then I remind myself, this is the direct consequence of her choices. My action is merely the reflection of fairness. That night I visit where we began, a bar where I had my first date with my wife. The table by the window still holds its worn charm. I sit alone, sipping a bittersweet cocktail, memories swirling in the dim neon light. Her in that black dress, revealing just enough to captivate me. In that moment I wonder, will old scars rise again when I taste this bittersweet nostalgia? Suddenly a familiar voice calls, "Evan?" I look up. Lan enters wearing a light leather jacket, and her slender form glistens under the bar lights. Her presence warms me in a way that is both comforting and terrifying. "Lan," I smile, nodding as she joins me. She settles across the table, concern in her eyes. "I've been thinking about you. Are you okay?" I pause, answering honestly, "I'm healing, slowly. But being here reminds me of the past." She nods, understanding. "Do you think you can move beyond it? Make room for something new?" Her question strikes a chord in my heart, stirring hope among the ruins. I reply softly, "I'm trying." We sit in silence as soft jazz drifts through the bar. In that moment, I realize there's a chance for a new beginning. I place my hand over hers, feeling the warmth of her support. Lon, whatever challenges come next, I won't let myself be lost again. I want to build a future, not just for myself, but for those who need this app, and for someone who genuinely cares. She smiles, eyes glistening. You deserve happiness, Evan. I'll stand by you. In that instant, I believe possibility blooms from the ashes of betrayal. As I finish my drink, I look out at the neon sign, Where We Began, a reminder that every ending can mark a fresh start. My heart, once frozen by heartbreak and revenge, now inches toward a brighter horizon. The path ahead is still filled with unknowns, but I know this. I will face it not with vengeance, but with purpose, compassion, and a resilient spirit ready for whatever comes next.